Looking down on the pistol.
There's a cascade pushed up. Hides a lot of the information. Dash. The back pocket of dgzin wants to take a fight straight to them. And he's not going to be winning that one. Dog to the side as well. It's covered though. Less. Dodging, juking side by side with a frenzy. 2 kills claimed. Aspas follows up. Khalil. It's the last one left. Not much to do. That is flawless, complete containment from last.
That pistol round makes it feel very much like the same thing happening again. And wow, QCK not given any room to maneuver there whatsoever. I mean, Loud sometimes, a lot of talk has happened over the course of this season about Loud looking vulnerable. And they've had some close games and they've lost some maps. They haven't been dominant in the same way that their, you know, EMEA rivals of Fnatic have been dominant.
Yeah.
And yet, they were undefeated for a long time. And in the big games, when it mattered or when they faced a rival that looked to be stepping up, they completely shut them down. They only had that one loss to NRG. And I feel like for a team like this Loud squad, they're big game players. They know when to turn up. And they're going to have practiced something for playoffs. Even if it's not a change of strategy, just a difference in form.
They have so many different looks and variations of this composition when they play on Haven.
Certainly do. I mean, both of these teams are really good at this Haven comp.
I believe this is the first time we've seen a mirror match of this like on Haven itself as well. So how it's going to be playing out, the ins and outs of how teams operate. Are FURIA going to be opting to try and flood in as well when a lot of these site hits happen, and they're going to be trying to play the full retakes with the double smokes? Yet to be seen.
I think dgzin, he was looking for it for a moment. Snakebite puts him off.
And there's going to be a lot of emphasis, responsibility placed on the shoulders of a player like dgzin. Where was that from?
That is just through the cracks, double door garage, into the back window.
Yep, cauanzin. That, the Bulldog.
What a punish. And that takes all of the Killjoy utility out. So you could either go into a fast hit, where you were expecting the KJ utility to be, or, as saadhak has opted for, cut noise a little and make FURIA scared.
With the opening pick so far, the tempo that Loud have been playing at, they've been getting that opening, making sure not to rush things, but then they strike back around the minute mark. Like clockwork now, it's been repeated. dgzin close to the corner. Will not be able to get any sort of damage done. He falls. 2 players left standing for Mazin and QCK. The only thing you can do here is save. You got to keep those rifles moving into the next one, but this is just sheer domination on display by Loud. I mean, at this point, almost making the claim that it's hubris to be taking him to a map like Haven.
I don't even think it's the map that's happening here. I mean, yes, they are playing the map wonderfully, but at this point, cauanzin's just running around deleting people. And Khalil peaked for a very, very slim margin in Garage, got destroyed, and then cauanzin also got the better end of MW.
And the hunt and the guns out.
We know that FURIA are exceptional players in terms of their mechanics. You just watch any match that dgzin and MW have taken over. You know?
Yeah.
You can see the talent there.
In these orgs' histories. And Loud do have that kind of big brother status in the region when it comes to it. I mean, it's another level to try and take the fight to the team that you know is dominant. They won champs. They made the finals of lock-in.
There it is!
Okay, the kill on the board to get something rolling, but it's just barreling through. I mean, not a chance. Not a chance in the world. Loud getting into the post plant. Flash is going to be notifying them that Khalil's there, and I mean, this is just...
And this looks more passive from FURIA here with their A-hold. Mazin and MW throw some early utility. They're unloading a lot of it, actually, just to try and keep Loud back.
3 players stacked up onto the A side. It's FURIA trying to defend this one, but they waited out. They've got a pretty good indicator that Loud have taken some of that A lobby control, but from this point on, you just don't really know what direction they've gone, and Loud have completely cut noise.
Yeah, dgzin has got good information behind the Viper wall over towards C, and they can hear somebody still jump spotting Obviously, we can tell it's saadhak. What I'm worried about here, though, Brent, is that tuyz has his reckoning online already. This is not a fair fight in round 5, despite the fact that FURIA have stacked the right place.
Try and hold close. You're probably not going to be favored. High tide.
It's a good one.
Whips its way across, doesn't it? Cuts off 2 of the avenues, so there's a bit of time. And
this reckoning's about to come.
Yeah, that's the last flash for mwzera. He's not going to have anything to try and fight as his hit starts to come down. There's the reckoning, like you were talking about. Snakebite into the corner to clear it close. Updraft dash onto the site now, and the rest of his team barreling forwards, taking the space into the corner. MW, he's skipped and crossed, and he was unnoticed, but not for much longer.
Nothing. They get nothing out of it. Loud perfection currently. Absolute perfection. Even with ignoring the player in the corner, cleaned up by the next people coming through the choke.
Yeah, I mean, every single element of utility that gets used, there's coverage there as well. You dash in, you're not going to be clearing the close corner, doesn't matter, your teammates have got your back.
They're absolutely diffing FURIA. dgzin and Khalil desperately just trying to keep what scraps of guns they can for the next round. And of course, the loss bonus is going to be maximized at this point, so they'll still be able to buy up around it. That's the second kill that FURIA have. And it's with dgzin trying to save his op.
And they're just trying to hold back.
And he doesn't.
The onslaught as well. Doesn't save the operator. Doesn't save any guns. Away. And I gotta say, the game plan, relatively simple. A lot of ideas with this attack side protocols from Loud. They're changing it up most of the time, exploring, trying to take out some of the utility from Khalil's setups. Pretty important to do. You can see that's the purpose of spamming there through the double doors. They're trying to get rid of the turret. They actually haven't done so.
But now as the high tide falls, they have an opportunity to do just that. Yeah. So they throw out their own wall there from tuyz that goes up into C. It's not combined with the Viper wall, which was used on A this round. And that Viper wall has kept dgzin and MW over on the opposite side of the map. It's Khalil that could be a danger here, but he is getting trapped in the lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown's close. This corner doesn't get held. No one's actually watching for this one, but Khalil needs to reposition. Out to the side, high tide up in his face. He's going down with a ship. And well, it might just pay off for him. Still detained. Time, waiting it out. saadhak knows, close to the corner. There's another player waiting, and Khalil cannot do a thing about it.
The flank from C long.
And this is important. It's doubled up now. Spike's still not planted. Walls are going to start to fade. Aspas with a fight to win. A fight to claim into the spawn. Mazin wins it out. Critical. Crucial. dgzin moves forward to the dash. Back to safety. It's up to saadhak. Last alive, but FURIA on the cusp now. Putting a break into this momentum. Wall pushing past him forwards. Isolates the first fight. You cannot give saadhak these opportunities. But the orb, it's sliced up the site. And it's allowed him to reposition.
FURIA can't lose this one.
Spike planted, you've got to play this one together right now. You cannot let this one slip, and they do not. MW, not the cleanest fight in the world, but one, regardless of all of that. And so a round on the board, finally, for FURIA.
Team Ace.
Off a hero play, essentially.
Sometimes that first round can be the hardest.
I've got your trail.
As soon as you get over that hurdle, the rest of them come much easier. But this is a classic Loud execute. We've seen this many times. It's beautiful. 2 walls. Sprung up as well. It carves a path directly into the C site, and a repush from Mazin is punished immediately. Less, he knows to hold it. Window covered, garage covered, but it's a re-clear that's called very quickly from FURIA. 3 players now looking to try and make their mark. Regain that territory, they push it back out, and they want to attempt this retake, but it's one thing to attempt it, another thing to actually do it. It's so damn hard. Look at it, the layers of the walls, the cascade, the orb, the snake bites. You can't push through it. It's so damn hard, and the time getting lower and lower. You just have to save. You just have to run away.
That has got to sting. FURIA sent a double flank last round from dgzin and MW. They were playing up aggressive in A lobby. They managed to wrap around to C long, and that was how the retake ended up having some legs to it, because they were approaching from avenues where you don't have that layered utility with cascades and snake bites and viper orbs in your face. These comps are very attack side. The only thing on their mind during this game. Get to Tokyo, get to champs. Dismiss their Brazilian rivals, and at the moment, barely a hurdle, FURIA.
Tucked to the corner, this is Khalil. Slightly adjacent. It's not a common position that you would clear. There's going to be a trailblazer that's used. The Viper wall also going up, pushes them all the way back.
And look how much more proactive FURIA are being with their utility now compared to those first 5 rounds. It's forcing out Trailblazer and High Tide really early on. But that also gives saadhak more opportunities for his mid-rounding because that little bit of pressure is pulling all of the utility out of MW and Mazin. And now, as he resets, FURIA left scrambling. And look at the positioning of QCK. They've just given C completely.
Completely given up.
That doesn't seem reasonable to me when you know that saadhak is just going to be pumping utility in. Oh!
Re-clearance, dgzin does land it. An attempt here. Looks like they were trying to fake the presence towards C with the reckoning on top of it. dgzin with that re-clearance. He's bought his team a bit of breathing room, but now the fast rotation. 30 seconds left, and there is some chaos in the round. MW. How has he slunk himself into this position, deep into mid, all the way behind aspas? He doesn't even know it. Yeah, taken out. But look at him in the back.
He's using Seekers in spawn. They don't know which direction Loud or even in, but because of the elaboracy of the fake.
Yeah, collected together now onto the side. They don't really have too much control of any of the other extremities of C. A decision needs to be made here. The comp is quite good at trying to stave off these retakes, but they have that player disadvantage by 2. That was in low enough that he will go down to a single shot. It's aggression. Flash play deep into the spawn. Still low though, but he's evened it out ever so slightly. Wall now falls. Smoke still in his face. The fight needs to be taken, and it's not clean. It's not clean at all. Where's the coverage, Mazin? Last one left. A wide swing, a wide face. He wins it out. 3 in a round, securing it just in time.
Those are the kind of rounds that are going to bring up the confidence levels for FURIA.
But they don't.
This is an interesting Viper's Pit.
Interesting. I mean, look at how much space that has taken up.
I mean, the whole of Garage is off limits. And Khalil's moved over to A. They also have the lockdown for A retakes, really trying to funnel them towards that side of the map. But Loud are going B, where Wait, Mazin, and MW.
It's a really interesting setup. Bullets raining down into Garage, hoping for a lucky kill. High Tide now going to be fading away. Cascades, Trailblazer gets broken as well.
That's messy from MW. The bird there finds nothing.
Backing away from Loud now. FURIA doing well to not give up any of the opening picks that they were doing prior the first few rounds. They've left it into that 5-on-5, but barreling ahead. It's Loud who want to take all the space towards A. Dog clearance all the way down. Nano swarms. Popped off, and MW holds his ground there. Cove didn't blossom and bloom in time, so tuyz gets his head taken clean off, but a lockdown should grant them at least some space here. FURIA willing to fight it. Detainment, probably going to be catching onto them. Viper's Pit dropped down as a response. Bit of spray, bit of random spam. No way, the Nano Swarm takes out Khalil. Trying to punish that one. Still alive in the fight now with the Reckoning though. Should be giving them a good indicator as well. They can follow the golden trails above their heads. They'll be spamming into the common positions. aspas low, 1 bullet. Might just about do it here, being healed up here and there. Shorty, where did that come from? Straight to the head. Mazin's trying to stick to the fuse. saadhak with a spray down. Lands 2. And how the hell did Loud?
Because they should have been caught dead to rights. Here it is again, though. You can't blame that.
Oh.
I mean, that's a lot of confidence. Swinging through the snake bite, but he does go down. Mazin caught. It's an eco from FURIA. And Loud, they just shove it into A.
Yeah. Determined to get that 8th round on the board.
And this has been an extra...
Oh, what? dgzin! I mean, talk about a misinput.
That's just a misclick, right click.
I mean, it's got to be, man. It's got to be. I think he just saw a glimpse of someone's body and then just hit the right mouse button.
Wow.
5 cent flying.
I mean, I've never seen FURIA shook like this.
This is a lack of confidence on a fundamental level.
But at the same time, it's surprising and yet somewhat expected. When you see the regional rivalries like this, it's so easy to get into your own head.
1 enemy remaining.
Get a little baited out there trying to get funky with the shorty. Loud have this aura about them.
You've got to throw that caution to the wind. Blaze storms in aspas's hands. What can he do with them? Dash is there. Close to the corner, onto the bricks. No one's clearing it. MW doesn't know which way to look. Up, down, sideways, left, right. Doesn't matter. FURIA still containing.
But I like that from dgzin. dgzin refought that situation. And he was able to bring things into a 4v3 where FURIA are favored. Loud have a lot of space over towards A, but there's 3 people ready to fend them off. This round looks good from the team that only has 2 on the board right now.
There's for taking.
Here.
Advantage. Oh, no way. How does Les think to clear that? I mean, seriously. Well, it's answered back.
Spike down A.
Lockdown's
Last
used.
player
Fight
standing.
from QCK. Easily won. Spike's in the middle of nowhere, though. Mazin, knives out. Oh, Les. You gotta get your gun out there, son, but... Oh, Mazin.
Good timing.
Yeah, gets the read there.
Things are still going all right for them.
It's a possibility.
Despite what it might appear.
Yeah, it feels so incredibly one-sided.
Toxin screen down.
Walls propped up towards A. Just from that early bit of utility, it was chucked this way, that way.
They're actually, FURIA, getting a lot of value out of trap plays, like the one they currently have in Garage. We'll see whether Loud end up in that direction, currently pressuring B. And it looks like they are going to be heading towards Garage here. Keep your eye on how QCK and Khalil are playing. Remember the bait and switch that happened in A long?
I see something similar. Khalil, deep tucked into this corner. QCK just trying to bait and grab all the attention here. Khalil. Oh, it all comes down to this. Cut noise. It's a clearance. Aware of it. QCK, he needed to answer back. He needed to respond. Bullets hammering them. There's that trade, but brought down. Still a high tide as well to replace it. Now to try and offset some of that aggression. Loud, they take their sights on a different area of the map. Full rotation now over towards A. But Les has been creeping. He's been set up into this forward position. And he is, of course, going to be capitalizing.
His aim is so clean.
It's not rushed in the slightest.
Spike planted.
Hard clearance there, so Mazin does take the right timing for that fight. But last round and a half, Mazin might as well take it. Attempt it, that 1v3. But he's got to get through all this util. Look at this high tide in his face. He's got the cascade to try and create an opening. Push his way back, but it's a snake bite instantaneously. And Mazin's so worried. Thinks there could be a player flanking. He doesn't really have any information at all. It feels futile. And it would just take, something outlandish for him to win that one. 9-3, that's what Loud. Another fight into mid with the cascade pushed up. It's just a bit of spam with the ghost here, but it's a pop flash play. They want to fight it right into the mist towards every single player. Blind as a bat on the side of FURIA. QCK still alive, but less re-swinging to take the fight. From that one angle, there was no coverage, nobody watching the double doors, and it's left into a 2v3. MW's on 1 HP. No heal in sight, of course. FURIA forced to slow things all the way down. Middle of this round, down to about a minute here. Playing together, hoping that they're granted a chance to get a freebie, any sort of kill, to even it up, maybe get the plant down.
They've found a nice gap.
Yeah, this is quite good.
I mean, at any point here, they could be meeting resistance from a Loud player. But as we can tell, saadhak tucked into short. And instead of going towards A, they're just clearing out the A connector so they know that they can plant and have a safe post-plant position.
They get themselves into it.
Here comes saadhak, though.
Yeah. aspas low enough that he could go down to a single shot, but this fight from saadhak here, close to the corner. He's got armor. MW takes the first contact. He was low enough, and saadhak, well, I mean, overkill. Core calm and collected, isn't he? IGL, I mean, no stranger to positions like this. When the pressure's really mounting in these tense scenarios, no. It's just, it just feels like
the newer players on the team. Championship mentality.
What you absolutely need. Wall is a little bit off there with a high tide. There's a slight gap towards short. You can see them shoring up the defensive, the orbs as well, just trying to sow chaos into the site. I mean, Lord knows what's happening here. It's all over the place. So much within their sight, within their grasp. saadhak round to the side with a Spectre. And the FURIA force down to 2. Weak enough. MW will really go down to a single shot. Tap of the spike. Look at Loud, not willing to put their foot off the gas here for about a moment, but they do find a break in the play, at least to get that spike down now. So FURIA set themselves up into the post plant.
Les has got to be a little cautious here. He can't drop unless he lands on the box.
Haven't taken on 10 HP. His head just dips over, so the force from FURIA on the cusp. Play together now. A bit of discipline from FURIA should sail them to a round win. Spam onto the box. Orb up. the Guardian.
Blocking
Anything's
sight.
possible with aspas. Anything is possible. We've seen this. This guy just commit. Wow. Absolute murder across, but he is denied
Really
there.
strong for them. Yes, Loud have not lost on any of the maps they're playing today.
An attempt is made, aspas!
Oh, and for good reason.
You've got to be joking! saadhak as well. Just when all of their attention is isolated on that one player, the Jet Star, the superstar for Loud, he of course strikes back to the side, and just like that, it's turned into a 2-on-2. Les has picked up a rifle in the middle of all of this.
And aspas is still hiding. He's repositioned down towards short.
And does this get cleared?
He's so
Full
weak,
util
though.
for MW. He is weak. It's a one and done.
Player
Good
standing.
reason. MW.
What a flick.
Runs past flick, yep, straight to the side. aspas removed, but still winnable for less.
So winnable. Phantom in hand, coming from an unexpected direction. Does MW choose to invest the Seeker?
That's the question, isn't it? It'll give him good information.
And the flash gives him bad.
Yeah, well, he knows they're not towards A long. So he's got his sights set
One
up onto that
enemy
short
remaining.
angle, but he doesn't win the fight. Unless
Turret
he's
out.
capable in the clutch. Brought it down to a one-on-one. Turret. Spots the positioning. He knows where QCK is. Jiggle of the fight! Les is so damn clean!
Les has really turned up today. And that, I think, is a death blow for FURIA.
Give me a stop and
The
stop
clutch,
in
the thrifty.
Going up against the final boss of aspas, the final boss of Loud. Giving off those vibes with the walkout music earlier. Making me want to run through walls. High tide. I know a bit of space here. FURIA willing to
Plant the
contact.
spike.
But they do not have the guns for the job here. And Loud are one round away. I'm getting on that map point.
I've got
Dash
your
forwards from
trail.
dgzin, holding close to it. cauanzin! He has been that spearhead. Less relieves. Swinging wide.
Ready.
All the confidence in the world. They know they can take these fights, they know they can win them, and the coverage is there. Crossfire setups, snake bite into the corner. It just feels inevitable.
They had chances. I mean, the map pool looks good for FURIA, but if they're getting blown out like this on Haven, how do you pick yourself back up?
Yeah, to reset from one map to the other is quite a task. One thing to do it in the regular season, another thing entirely in the playoffs when you're playing for that chance of making a global event, to make Tokyo, to make champs. That's what they're playing for. But Loud pushing forwards. cauanzin, deep A lobby control. It's gained, but backs away. They still leave aspas in this forward position. In fact, aspas makes the call for a flash to try and set him up, help him out. Loses the fight. cauanzin responds. He needs to get out alive, though. Trailblazer, dog to the side. Stun does not connect. cauanzin, I mean, he's still so willing to take these fights. He's alone right now. And it looks like he wants to pop flash and set himself up onto the angle. And he does just that.
Spike
Lovely
down
tech.
A.
Found one.
Flash gliding against the wall, sets himself up for another one, and now backing away with the rest of his team. And to shore up the defenses on the rest of the map. It's a 3v4 on the precipice.
30 seconds left.
Giving up the A side, though.
Blocking sight.
And this is where the post plants should really become dangerous, but without the Viper, you
Spike
actually lose
planted.
a lot of that. And they don't have the Harbor either. Those are the big two tools.
Lockdown. MW realized the play needed to be made. You had to be aggressive because it's the only other way to stop this kind of ultimate. It's going to tear its way through. The post plant positioning is so obvious. The reckoning close to the corner. dgzin has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The snake bites. He's just being moved and corralled this way, that way. Absolutely nothing to be done. It's left up to one. Khalil in a 1v3. Cove hiding, obfuscating. tuyz sticks 13-4.
Defenders
And if you're going to bring it to Loud on Haven, you're going to come with a little bit more than that.
Where they
That
burst
is-
into A with all 5 players. And this to me looks like FURIA have read it. dgzin and Khalil are in position to completely hold on to this.
Very delayed. Knife is going to be gathering a lot of information, actually. Loud, they still want to commit to this one. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fading for about a moment. Now starting to hit into the A side. It's free reign, free path. The team was close to the corner. The dash does not get him out of it. Khalil down onto the ground.
Spike
Holding
down
it towards the
A.
back of the site with the
enemy
frenzy.
remaining.
Enough damage has been done. Just up to tuyz. Reloading. Capable of taking a clean fight there. A pistol round win for FURIA. dgzin down there with the Marshall. Oh, okay. Open for a couple of free shots.
We saw Loud win one of the thrifty rounds over towards Haven. I mean, the only thrifty round that they had, I think. But this one, they're working with a lot less.
Yeah, just the two sheriffs, aspas and less holding on to it. Gathering up the orbs. Guard spotting it. Swing from QCK to see if he can punish. Mid is compromised. Three players from Loud just exploring towards that area, but there's not too much danger into this one. FURIA should have that gun advantage. And they make most of it. There shouldn't be any danger, Josh.
QCK stuck now towards the back of the site.
Yeah.
The
Right to the
dgzin's
side.
fallen.
The dgzin going down. I
No
mean,
way.
there shouldn't be danger. But listen, maybe I spoke too soon of a team like Loud. Layering off the shots, rattling them through
30
one at
seconds
a
left.
time. It's a double jump down into the back of the side. QCK, he is being pressured. He is being swarmed. Jump around. The bullets
Spike
land.
down, B.
3 from the back of the site. He needed to contain that, and he did. He stepped up to the task, yet still less is alive. No time, though. 12 seconds ticking down. QCK low enough that a shot
10
to the back
seconds
of the site will bring him down. Through the wall,
remaining.
lands it, 6 seconds. 5, weapon upgrade, Mazin swings to drop him. So not the cleanest round in the world for FURIA, but a round win regardless.
Sheriffs instead of rifles.
Much weaker with the weaponry. Cauanzin, the Odin spam straight down mid. Anyone trying to play through market is going to be sorely disappointed.
Cover going out.
They have set up, anticipating something towards A. This is a one and done position from dgzin. Oh, he's actually playing in wine. He tucked back. But aspas. Oh, he's been given a lot of ground here. Drone clearing. Smoke becomes a bit of a problem. Spots it though. Reposition. TP tagged up though. Goes on the heaven angle. Fragment nade at the feet of aspas. He is not being put off. Cauanzin is aware that there could be a push into wine and still has that presence of mind to clear it. FURIA
Down
are coming
A.
out with a bit of a miracle round. The shots are being hit and the spike is in the middle of nowhere. Contained.
Shadows traveling.
Trying to gather themselves here. dgzin offered an upgrade.
The guardian of the spike.
You know, the weapon he was really hoping for. Door
30 seconds left.
closed down. Anybody holding this in the smoke? It's not watchful. No one's holding it, and tuyz didn't expect it. aspas looks himself down for the ace to try and turn it around. He's got a dash back online. He knows where the dgzin should be. The spike there as well. Isolates the fight, and he claims it. You've got the final boss on your side. He does have that something special, anything to turn those moments. But the round is saved.
And that jet battle is going to be one to keep your eyes on. Aspas has a blade storm here, taken away with the 0 point from Mazin. And dgzin has operator in hand.
Yeah, one-way smoke. To be able to spot if somebody just tries to disrespect it up close, which it could be likely. A lot of noise being made towards mid.
dgzin is so aggressive with his operator position a lot of the time. He is happy to go for peeks, pushes, open himself up to angles.
Oh, and they are going to be walking into him. Is there going to be some use of to set it up a jump spot? Got the read. Paranoia as well. Cuts its way across. Fragment nade. aspas disrespecting it, moving forwards into the smoke. And well, ships in the night there. Mazin just did not expect it. Gets punished. dgzin still at the back of the site, but he is lit up and spammed down. Up to
Spike
QCK.
down A.
I have the spike.
Oh, we were watching that from Aspas' point of view. Every time it looked like he was about to get a kill, someone else on Loud had already done
30
it.
seconds
They
left.
were too efficient for Aspas to have impact.
Yep, stolen away.
Spike planted. My
QCK,
ultimate
he's
is
just got a
ready.
save in this spot. He's just hanging out in spawn.
Yeah, all the way back. This is a round win for Loud.
And Aspas has been given an op. I'm not sure if he'll really even want it. He may end up going back into some other rifle that's been littered onto the floor. Usually aspas is going to be heavy engagement. Yeah, you see him now opting over for the Vandal. Loud are so good on these attack rounds. I love the creativity from their pathing. They do something similar to, you know, strats that we've seen from Leviathan and DRX, where you go through grass, tree, up around heaven, and you end up flanking all of the players on A. And it's timed perfectly with the aggression elsewhere.
All the right moments. QCK will keep that
Just hold
right.
as well. They're patient. And that's something a lot of other teams lack when it comes to this map.
Patient at the right times, but willing to increase the pace when it matters.
Absolutely. And always coordinated.
Yeah. Can be the hardest part of playing this map on the attack side.
Flash.
Little flash.
It's just Mazin looking for a bit of a go of it as well. That was coordinated with an updraft, as Mazin hoping that...
And a recon.
Yeah, so cutesy play from FURIA actually to try and cook something up there when they're on the weaker guns.
Apologies, not a recon. It looks like it was the drone that came out and tagged out the player in mid. MW still got his recon dart. They use that to try and set up dgzin again. And dgzin's trying to get very active, but he's just on the wrong side of the map. It feels like Haven all over again.
Setting themselves up for the A split. saadhak alone. Pushing back as well. A lot of that spam that was coming down, raining through. But going to be able to get the spike down. The site is theirs. Less is going to be that last level to this. The backstab. Bit of a safety net in case this does go wrong with saadhak falling.
That's so strange. saadhak opened the door so that he didn't cut less off and got punished for it.
Yeah, just took the fight. And now it's a scramble, isn't it? Smoke in the face of cauanzin. He doesn't know how to hold this one, but less still. Yeah, there. And he needs to be dealt with. You can see FURIA trying to isolate his position, take the fight towards him and together, but swinging the wrong angle. Less! This guy is a demon right now. For FURIA to get back into this map. Oh, come on. Rips through. dgzin holds it close. Can't evacuate there. Just has to run away with a knife out as a Hunter's Fury into the back. cauanzin. That does connect. And a blind on top. It's coupled together. dgzin with nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's brought down.
And look now at how patient Loud are. They don't barrel forwards into the site. They slow things down, wait for the counter utility. And they're even going to go for a lockdown on top, using every ult that they have.
And I respect this. Fragment nade. Khalil just trying to evacuate and get out of there. Teleport. Getting through. Spam onto the common corners here. The lockdown does carve out that path. They know no one's towards the back of the site. Smoke's still being held. Plan can start to go down, but they're so good at taking those timings, those breathers in the middle of rounds and those moments to try and force favorable fights. Never willing to rush into things, but now they might be forced to, with QCK getting the opening against Less. And yeah, tuyz feels like he has to swing and take the fight to him. Mazin, though, still containment. Winning the fights out towards market, and the post-plan positioning is all locked onto the side here for Lau with 3 players up.
Wow.
Spam through the wall. Shot darts. Land to the side. They are so damn weak. FURIA, it should be set up for the win here, but time is starting to burn away. Maybe the round as well, getting away from them on top of it. A wide swing, a wide face. cauanzin! cauanzin! Has he bought enough time? Has he done enough? And he does, indeed. All the damage, all the spam, all the kills. And FURIA, oh, I mean, they tried their best, didn't they? They certainly did. Mazin even surviving and grabbing that operator.
Has just been flowing for Loud. This is the attack side of Ascent, the most defense-sided map in the pool currently. And Loud are running away with it. They lost the pistol and the follow-up, and that's it. Since then, they have been successful in every single one of their rounds. That is a cheeky recon dart designed to catch somebody early. The paranoia, in fact, does.
And still, Mazin, the run forwards. Frenzy in his hands, but the rest of his team watching for it, and it's so brutal. cauanzin makes the map feel like paper, just shredding through all the common positions.
I think MW actually counter-spammed that and ended up headshotting tuyz through the wall. But yeah, there's so much pressure on these FURIA players. And dgzin's gone for an op that, you know, he just has to save now.
You can't blame for the retake.
I say gone for an op.
It was saved
from the previous round, but
yeah,
still, it doesn't help him now.
Sometimes it can feel like that. When a team like Loud, saadhak's calling style and structure, he's so good at spotting out where dgzin might be playing with the operator.
MW just gives up. And he's flashed, and he just hands off the keyboard. Yep, been outplayed. That really feels like the energy between these two teams. Like, FURIA, they don't know what more that they can do.
Yeah.
This composition actually has less to deal with the operator on the other side. That's why Jet Ops is so crazy powerful on Ascent. Here he is. He gets the shot. Yeah, that's no smokes now for Loud on this round. So difficult for them to navigate.
How do they want to fight this? It's a 4v5. Mazin, okay.
That's pure spam.
Yeah, and he's found a kill. With Khalil falling, no smokes on either side. It's evened it up, hasn't it? Minute left, plenty of time.
Careful.
Loud are so good at this, the push and pull. Bit of presence showcase at the beginning of the round in one area. And they start to explore. Contacting QCK, he was holding it. Wow, he just misses the timing.
And he's been suppressed.
Yeah, so that's going to be taking down the entirety of his kit. Anything that was meant to be delaying as well. This push now starting to come through. Dart into the back of the site. We know that nobody's anchoring. Flash saadhak wants to take it. Battle right into them. What a shot to hit. QCK, he's lost. Looking right down to the bottom of mid. MW, eager to try and trade it. Now the Hunter's Fury. This is to try and stop this plan. One tag down, gets a second. Tucked to the corner, he is saved. There's a jump spot. He thought he was being pushed into spawn. Aspas, the positioning was too damn good.
And now all left on Mazin. In a very rough position. Knows that cauanzin, I think, was somewhere towards site, but could have repositioned in the meantime. And aspas could be anywhere.
Yeah, it's a crossfire, isn't it? And, I mean, Mazin just doesn't have the confidence to take it. 800 credits. Has to back away and save, but, I mean, I feel like at this point, Josh, you just have to take it. You have to take that, no? The chance of winning a round to get your team back into it, you got to have the confidence to make that call.
The chance is so slim, though. I mean, the cards are all stacked against him. He doesn't know the positioning of aspas. Aspas could be in market, could be in spawn, wrapping around. He's going to be fighting 180 crossfires.
But when Loud have got 6...
This is a different setup, though. It's a kill setup over towards Cat.
I mean, Loud have completely avoided it. Seems like the goal is to just hit straight through into A.
But they've got to wait for the suppression.
Yeah, got to wait for this one out. The dash actually might be mistimed here. Yeah, they don't want to go for this, so it fades away.
And now without the dash, they really do have to choose a different tactic, because you can't burst your way into A. All of the Killjoy utility was used off the timing and pressure, though. I mean, setting up for a split looks great, but instead they just go for a normal A main repop. This is going to be hard without the dash.
Mazin also might have just even broke it. Drone through into the back, spam onto the angle. Khalil, oh, he's feeling the hurt, he's feeling the pain. Towards it, saadhak, Orchard for Heaven. QCK only the one to be gained before eventually trading. A wide face from Mazin. The turret has got Lesser's back if he can't claim the kill.
Timmy's got him.
Yeah, and this is the same scenario that we were just discussing earlier. It's a retake. Sometimes this operator, a powerful tool, but it can shackle you in these retakes. Mazin, though, feels like he has to go for it at this point in the round. 1 HP. One more bullet will do it. Knocked them down. Forced them to back away. Loud. It's going to be the 7th round that they claim now on this attack side. They are unleashed.
They just look so good in terms of how they approach this map on attack. They've figured out something that no other team has. Seriously, the way that they spill through smokes on the A site, the way that they re-hit. saadhak's calling and the protocols that they have on their attack. It's different. It is just different.
I'm wondering, when's the next hit going to come through? What angle are they going to be taking? Must win round for FURIA. Must win. For any chance of staying in this series. I know that sounds odd to say, but of how Loud are playing, there's no gaps of how this map plays out. Have to find openings, no command. Whipping through onto all of them. Hunter's Fury, it's all used, and again, same game plan from Loud. Middle of the ultimate, it's heavy, and it's spam into the corner. All the angles as well, pushing back the players. They know that they're isolated in spawn. Khalil has to face, has to make something of it. When you're up against aspas, when he's playing like this, you do not... Full awareness.
One suppressed.
Mazin close. The knife did tag him there towards Wine. Look at it, he feels like he has to make a play here.
Yeah, they went for a paranoia on all of these players, but then they just hide inside aspas' smokes. He's used them both, though, so they don't have an easy way to be able to enter into the A site with him dashing into a cloud burst. There was aggression in B main at the same time, and Les just heard it. He heard that drone, he heard the Shazin push, and now he's giving the information to the rest of the team. Okay, they're not there. And saadhak's taken that information from Les, and turned it into a call. All right, let's go and retake that space in B main. Hopefully they've moved
Placing
back
swarm grenade.
and we'll be able to
Swarm
pop
grenade
into the B
out.
site.
FURIA being very agile as well with their positioning.
And yet it's availed them nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the weaker buy, stacking towards A just from the back of that early pressure, then taking. Loud have been doing a lot of these cut noise re-hits. And now it's baited them into just moving all their players away from the B site. It's opened itself up once more. Loud.
30 seconds left.
Do the clearance of the
Spike
site.
dropped.
Spike dropped over. This is the levels that they're thinking at as well. They're not rushing into things. Less you want away from your old, you plan. Let's get that one online. Let's close this one out.
Yeah, they look so calm. So little pressure on Loud.
Swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Everyone pushed back into the spawn. FURIA.
Cover going out.
Shots fired off into the smokes. Praying, hoping. For any semblance of luck on their side. Any kill to go in their direction. Something to just open up this.
And they're not even going for it. They're not even going for the
So
retake.
massive. It's so massive. It's so safe.
Remaining.
And they just can't even win the shots when the fights get taken. Playing for the exits.
I mean,
trying to damage it, but
play for exits on a team that has 9K.
yeah, I mean, at this point, mate, they're saving for a house in LA. It's just not likely, is it? You're playing for exits. The economy's not going to be damaged. FURIA no longer playing.
The dgzin pushed back once more with the operator. He tries to get aggressive.
Just to make it 9-3.
I mean, you would expect him to go for a repeat in these situations against every other team. Instead, dashes backwards. The recon dart used before Loud have even committed.
They waited all out. Order util as well. Sails past into the site. Lockdown now being used.
And now they've used all of the utility to stop Loud from entering the site. What is this? Oh, okay, so they're going for the
Pushing
re-
forwards.
resplit.
Yep. And QCK can hear all of this. What time does he take? What angle does he take? Calm and confident. 3 ripped away, but aspas nonetheless claiming that
Player
trade. Khalil
standing.
with a wider face. Okay,
Spike
FURIA.
down A.
Signs of life in the tail end off the back of those QCK heroics. I still don't want to call it, Josh.
I mean, aspas is in a 1v4.
Yeah.
He can't win this one, surely.
We said that before.
And for FURIA,
Here.
QCK's done a great job.
Okay, shut down.
And they get 3. But that just feels like
Part of the structure of this team. Doesn't leave those gaps. Now, Loud, this is a similar setup actually they used against Leviathan in their game the other day on Ascent. They stack 2 players. It's aspas and tuyz who hold close into that corner. It's a bit of a bait and switch. One of them takes contact, they dash away. They don't expect the second player to be there. Saadhak. Oh, survives. But just barely. Shock dart sent flying.
We'll see
FURIA
whether
have
the
done their
setup works.
homework. They should be aware of this pistol round setup.
they're all backing up. I mean, FURIA postured for the first 40 seconds, got saadhak down to 1 HP, and now we're just trying to barrel through to face less.
Yep, straight into mid. All the way through towards the back of the site. Les is going to be the one who has to hold his ground against this, but FURIA finding it a bit of a struggle now to get themselves onto the site. The nade is good though. aspas dropped down, shorty. In the hands of Les, he's hoping for an easy target. 1 or 2, how will the face come through? Unbelievable. There's 1.
30 seconds left.
aspas also following up through the back there. Site's going to be gained for them. 3 to get that plant down. No control of B main or anything else. Not likely, is it, with a spam now? Players are weak on Loud. Anything could topple them. It all comes down to these fights that are about to be taken. Waiting for the util. Mazin. He's got to start online. He's going to send that firing. There comes the swing. There comes the double face. Lighting them up. Khalil is collected. Enough for 3. And he's done enough for the team to win the pistol. And very dangerous. Didn't quite win it, but okay. Taking a fight to them. Updraft. Dash. Lighting the players up. I feel like you should never be getting that one, Saadhak, but with the right click, he does.
Throwing charge.
Util being used. Pound for pound to try and push them back. Tag.
Cooling down.
Cauanzin getting cheeky as well. Deep push out towards B. And a call is made by FURIA. QCK realizes he's been given a lot of space over towards B, and so they're going to start to move away.
Remaining.
Rest of Loud looking to re-clear. So the 5th round. Really inevitable at this point for FURIA.
And the question really being, can they build it into something further? What does the mentality still look like?
Back happen. You can't think about those aspects. You just have to do it one round at a time, focusing on it.
Revealing area.
Try and make it possible.
Louder getting a lot of information over here in A main. There's no one way currently, but tuyz is just peeking it, spots a couple.
Risky. Reface.
But look, he's almost casual in the way that he repositions over towards tuyz.
Yeah, he's not worried, is he?
Not at all.
Seems like there's that much urgency. Paranoia ripping through, but it's used in kind. Util expended on either side. A smoke to cut up the site. saadhak, he gets his one, tuyz. Great movement. Swings it to the left and claims it. Khalil trying to barrel forwards, trying to at least make it a little bit more winnable, but the rest of Loud are starting to now swarm, retake the site. The positions are there. 3 of the players up onto heaven, just up to QCK, and they're going to be triple facing him from every direction.
Themselves up to double digits. Only 3 rounds away from securing their spot, Tokyo and champs this year. And doing it in such a resounding fashion. It's felt like a statement today, hasn't it, Bren?
It really has. I think across the regular season, Loud have been one of those top teams that we've been looking at. With the most ups and downs, they've had some very close matches against most of their opponents, but maybe it has just been a case of them pacing themselves. This gun round is not close at all. Mazin and Khalil, it's a scramble to try and pick up the pieces. But Loud are they're just too clean.
That they bring to the game.
Seems like this is so scary. That uptick of form comes around, changes everything.
What a skill to be able to perform your best in the matches that matter most. And that's wild from saadhak.
Felt like it wasn't exactly earned, but Mazin runs him down with the stinger. Kawazin trying to plug up the gaps. Lovely flash. tuyz, he was out to the open. Wasn't able to see anything. The fight's taken regardless from that one. Aspas around the side. Kawazin. Open spam.
Still a 2v2.
Shock dart. Players are weak. It's down to just one. And the lockdown is earned. Oh, this will seal the deal, won't it? Khalil, he's tagged up. Pushed back. Has to play into wine. It's the only gap available to him. And they know exactly where he is. Turret, alarm bot, it's all there. Sticking onto the fuse. Kawazin holds it. And Lester's got his back. Got to 67. Stuck.
It didn't even swing in time. Khalil was given nothing.
You really need to be a championship caliber team. Moving forwards. There's a clash. A fight taken. FURIA chucking anything now at the wall to see if they can make it, but it matters not. Round the side, there's a clash and an ace to finish. tuyz. The job's done. Loud. Congratulations in order, of course. That's a top 3 finish. Regardless of what happens from here on out, they've earned their spot to Masters Tokyo.